For now, I'd like to call up Mr. Jim Weir.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, so a lot of people in this room that I ain't seen in a long time.
You know.
I gotta tell you, I'm extremely humbled to be up here considering the number of people that are in here that spent more time with Scruff and knew him better and been around longer. I mean, there's people in here that were my mentors when I was young, so. I made some notes, so you'll have to forgive me, but I just gotta say, boy, I hope that, you know, when I go, that there's half the quality people that are in this room. Shelley,
Yes, sir.
all the love and respect for my family.
Thank you for all the work.
What is the measure of a man? Different societies and cultures have different standards by which they measure the success and character and stature of a man. Nomadic tribes or groups measure success by the number of livestock they own and control. Inuit fishermen in the far north measure success and stature by the size and number of the fishing boats that they possess. Mennonites and Amish shun material wealth and measure their stature by their individual religious standing in their respective churches. Military-oriented societies like Germany of the 1940s measure success by your rank, the number of family members that you have serving the empire. Most other societies and cultures have come to measure success and stature by the amount of cash, gold, jewels, real estate that an individual possesses.
Thank you, guys.
Our culture, the tribe of people known as bikers, measure the stature of a man in a very different way. The culture I speak of is what is now referred to as the old school biker. We are a tribe of people that is disappearing as the millions of new age motorcyclists and weekend riders overshadow a once strong and very tight-knit community of individuals. Back in the day, before the onslaught of the Harley craze and the introduction of the Evolution engine, we all knew each other. And when you saw a motorcycle parked in front of a shop or a saloon, you knew whose bike that was. Each machine was different and almost always crafted by hand, bearing the signature of that individual member of our tribe. There was no mistaking that knucklehead, wishbone frame, and the FX front end. That was Scruffy's bike. When I met Scruff, I was a very green, very naive 23-year-old, and I thought I knew it all. And men like Scruff taught me, with their actions and their ways, how very little I understood about many things. I recall early in our relationship, Scruff showing up at my shop to go back and dig through the piles of used parts in the back room. Early one Saturday, he emerged from the back room with 2 sets of knucklehead lifter blocks clenched in his greasy hands. Rather than try and buy them, he handed them to me and said, "Here, these are getting hard to find. You should stash these." With no further explanation, he went on his way. That brief lesson was the beginning of what is now the Motorcycle Museum here in Colorado Springs. For it was that momentary lesson that began my years of picking out and holding back antique motorcycles and the parts required to put them together. Many of the machines that are currently in the museum were built from pieces like the ones that Scruff encouraged me to stash. And this was one very small but very significant message that had such an impact delivered by Scruff to me the rest of my life. So, how does our society, the culture of the old school biker, measure a man? The answers are simple. A man's stature is measured in terms of the strength of his word and how he holds to his own honesty, integrity, and the strength of his character. The term walking like he talking comes to mind. And Scruff walked it like he talked it. He made no pretense about who he was. He never minced his words. Nothing was ever sugar-coated. And he cared very little about what most others thought of him. If you were offended by the things that he said, then that was your problem. He did not dress or speak or behave with any thought of impressing anyone else. He was true to his nature and indeed a real character. The junk that Scruff collected, to most people, was just that, old rusty junk. He hoarded the stuff not because it was of any significant value, but because he loved it. Old motorcycles were his passion, and he cared very little about the monetary value of the pieces of machines that he kept around. His collection was not an effort to become wealthy or to impress anyone, but rather to satisfy his own love of antique iron. Scruff was honest as the day is long. He treasured his friends and his family. He did a lot of good deeds for a lot of people who were part of his tribe. If you asked a question, you got an honest answer. Something that is becoming increasingly hard to come by in today's society. So having said all this and in consideration of how our tribe of people measures a man, Vincent Fetterd was a king.
Whoa!
He was a giant of a man. True to his word, true to his nature, a real individual, and a true, honest-to-goodness American success story who in the eyes of many will never be matched. Thank you, Scruffy, for everything you gave us and showed us and taught us. For all the years that we were all lucky enough to have you around. And when we meet on the other side, I look forward to some rude comments or and a good long ride through the hills like the ones we used to know. For now, you will be missed by many, and those of us left here can only hope to measure up to the man that you have been.